This video is to go through some of the important information about how this class works. It's information that we've talked about a couple times during class, so some of it might be repetitive. You may fast forward at will, but as we learned in the last class, some people did not get it the first or second time, so I am sending it in a video so you can watch it as many times as you'd like. Please ask questions. Preferably not, at the beginning of class when we have that chaos, but try to ask like during work time individually, okay? And if it's something that everybody has to know, then I'll make an announcement at the end of class. Okay, so first thing is, I don't know if you've taken a look at our Schoology yet, but there, pretty much everything is here. But as there's a lot of stuff, I want to highlight the things that you should be looking at right now, okay? First of all, how do you figure out what you do from day to day, okay? The idea is for all classes to do this kind of similarly, but there's going to be little differences between them. So, for example, what each teacher should be doing is they should have a rough schedule inside each unit, okay? In my case, I didn't put numbers on the units because you're probably going to know which ones they are, but I did put them in the order that we're going to do them. So the quadratics unit is first, and it's up here, okay? So if you look in the quadratics unit, you can find quadratics formatives week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Why do I say quadratics formatives? Because we have a lot of formatives, and I put all the dates, the rough dates, inside these links here. These links can be found in two ways. One is you could look in the quadratics folder, and then you could find the week-by-week breakdown here. The other way is to go to your calendar, and the way to find your calendar is you go to Home, Calendar, and if you go into the Schoology calendar, you will find all of your class assignments and Schoology important dates on your calendar. Okay, so in my case, I have 4 math classes, so you can see each math class's assignments here. So you're not going to have like this many math things here. You're just going to have our math class, and that's it. Okay, and you can also see that you have exam dates. So this is a good way to look at it if you're a calendar type of person. So you can click on this and get there the same way, but you can also just do it through the folder. So I'm going to show you how to do it through the folder because it's a little bit maybe more likely that you're going to use that. So you're going to go to quadratics, and then actually if you go into week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, I'll tell you a secret, it all goes to the same place. The reason why I put 4 here is because of the calendar. I wanted to have one of these on the Monday of the week that we're doing it through the calendar in case there's a person who likes to use the calendar, okay? But if you're the person who uses a folder, it doesn't matter which one you go into. It's going to have all the past weeks in there, but it's not going to have the weeks it's going to have the current unit in there. It's not going to put the next unit's formative dates up until you get there, okay? So you can go into any one of these, and it's always going to go into here, and what you're going to see at the top is the current unit, which in our case is quadratics, right? So you can see here there's August, and then you can see each day of the month listed out here, even the days that we do not have class. There's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Thursday is signified with an R because Tuesday needs to be different than Thursday, and I didn't want to put 2 letters. I have some programming things here, and I didn't want to have to look at 2 letters to figure out what day of the week it was. So I have all the days of the week here. There's some notes here that don't really matter for you. They're personal notes for me to tell me if there's going to be a weird day or not. And then these numbers here, 1, 0, or 2, say how many 45-minute periods we are going to have on this day. Because sometimes we have no class, which is 0. Sometimes we have 1 45-minute period. Sometimes we have 2 45-minute periods, which is a 90-minute block, right? So we have 3 possibilities, 0, 1, or 2. The number here is what class this is. So class number 1, class number 2, class number 3. You can see I skip here, class number 4, and then all of a sudden there's class number 6. Why is that? Because class number 4 is a 2-period class, so it's actually like a class 4 and a class 5. So we basically have about 80 classes until the end of the semester. Every semester has about 80 classes, okay? And so here's where you're going to find what we do each day, okay, in this description field here. So let's look at this marked up version here, okay? We're going to talk about first Monday, August 15th. What's going to happen on Monday, August 15th? First of all, the only thing written on Monday, August 15th to indicate where you are in your problem set packet is this here. It says quadratics 10 and 11. That means quadratics page 10 to 11. Even though this is a two-period class, we are only going to do 2 pages because this class was shortened due to a special schedule. You guys are going to vote for class officers. So since it's only 75 minutes long, I didn't want to have you do 4 pages. Okay, so we are still going to do 2 pages, and I am going to do another activity, which is explaining the IB guide to you and the formula sheets, and talk about the blogs with the 30 minutes that we have extra. So basically, during August 15th, you guys are going to be responsible for completing quadratics page 10 and 11. In order to complete quadratics page 10 and 11 in class, most people do need to do preparation at home, okay? On average, I would guess that that preparation would be watching the video for page 10 and completing page 10, okay? But some of you are faster than that. Some of you are slower than that, okay? After a couple days, and you probably already figured it out, you know whether you need to prepare more than other people or not, okay? So if you need to prepare more than page 10, you need to do that, okay? You need to do part of page 11 sometimes, okay? Take a look at the length of the video for page 10 and 11. Look at how many problems there are in page 10 and 11. You need to make a judgment about what you need to do before class, okay? Just because I recommend doing at least page 10 does not mean that for you, that is what you should be doing. You might need to do more, all right? And that is your responsibility. Okay, normally I'm going to try to give you the first page on an Edpuzzle, and the second page you're just going to watch it right out of YouTube, all right? And during class, after you get to class, let's say that you get to class, you've already done the video for page 10, you've written down the problem solutions for page 10, you're starting on page 11, but you have discovered some questions you have about page 10 from your work on page 10 that you did at home. Use the class time to ask questions about page 10, okay? Then you're going to be working through page 11, and of course you're also going to ask us questions about page 11. Okay? At the very end of class, the last 5 or 10 minutes of class, you will do a quiz. Okay? The quiz should take 5 or 10 minutes. If it takes longer than 5 or 10 minutes, that means that you're struggling. Okay? The quiz, if you do enough problems, should be worked quickly. And when people take 15 minutes to do a quiz, it means that they're really not prepared. Okay? After you do the quiz, then you're going to leave class. But like before you leave class, if you would like to, you could give me your completed page 10 and 11. You could submit it if you would like to. If you would like to work more on it before you submit it to me for grading, you may submit it at the beginning of the following class. So for example, page 10 and 11 could be submitted at the beginning of the class on August 16th. At the beginning of class. Why do I say at the beginning of class? If I say that like at the end of class, then some people are going to say, oh, well, I'm going to work on page 10 and 11 during class. And if you do that, then obviously you're not going to be ready for the page 12 and 13 quiz, which is at the end of class. You can see how it's very easy to fall behind in this class, because if you miss one day, you're going to fall behind. And I understand sometimes you're going to fall behind, you're not going to be ready for the quiz, and you're going to get a really bad grade on that quiz, but it's one quiz out of 40. Okay, so if that happens every once in a while, it's not a big deal. If that happens all the time, then you're going to have really bad quiz grades, which should be an indication to you that you need to be working in a different way, or coming to homework club, asking questions, whatever. But so I think it'll be obvious to you when things are going good or not, because you're getting a quiz grade every single day. I also wanted to point out what's going to happen on August 22nd, which is usually on a block, I will try to not have problem sets like the whole block, but sometimes we're going to have to do that because that's the way the schedule worked out. So like, for example, Monday the 22nd, we are going to have 16, 17, 18, 19. So to prepare for this day, you would probably need to do the videos for page 16 and 17 at home before you come to class, and then just leave page 18 and 19 for class. Okay, so this is an example of a day where you would need to watch 2 pages of videos instead of 1. At the end of class, you'll just have 1 quiz on all the pages. Okay, and it continues in that way. And so if you look like at basically every unit's going to be like that. Most days are going to be work days. What's going to happen? You're going to ask questions and finish the problem set and get a quiz on the 2 pages or the 4 pages that are given for that day. Before you come to class, you are going to watch 1 or 2 pages of videos, depending on if it's a block, depending on it's a 45-minute period. Maybe if you're the type of person that works a little slower, you do need to prepare more than 1 page before you come to class. You submit problem sets the class after the one in which you're quizzed. Okay, so if you want to finish up, you can do that. Now remember, it is not required to turn in your problem sets. Problem sets are turned in if you would like to dilute your quiz grades. Maybe you don't do so well on the quizzes. You want to have a lot of formative grades that are 100%. You turn in your problem sets. I'll grade the problem sets. I'll give them back to you after a couple days. You can correct them and resubmit them for regrading, and you can do that until you get to 100%, or until we get to the end of the unit, which is right here. Okay, the end of the unit is the day we have the test on quadratics. Okay. And lastly, I'd like to talk a little bit about the blog. So usually what happens is, like, right after the test, we're going to get 1 45-minute period to work on the blog for that unit, and it's a period of reflection, and you are going to write down answers to questions I ask you about how to work specific problems that were on the mock exam, which you took the day before the test. After you do the blog, you will submit the blog by the next day at the beginning of class. Okay? Obviously, submitting a blog is a little bit different than submitting a paper. You are not going to actually give me something, and so I am not going to be able to check whether you submit the blog until, probably the evening of the day that you submit it. So as long as you submit it before I check, then it will be on time. Okay? Blogs are summative, so blogs can be turned in late with penalties. Okay? So, let's see. I think that's pretty much it. One last thing. I did want to show you that where you find the playlist for each unit. It's like, if you want to watch the videos on YouTube, then you can always find the playlist for that unit inside the folder for that unit. At the top, I'll always try to put the Video Solutions playlist link here, and if you click on that, you have to click a couple times. You'll eventually get to the playlist for, I just clicked it once. So I got the playlist for quadratics, and it's indexed by the page, so it's pretty easy to find what you need.